Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome. I don't even know why I'm making now. I haven't even seen the movie, so it doesn't even make sense. It's after Halloween. Whatever. Welcome back to another Friday, another casual champion review. I apologize if I sound a little bit dour. Been going through a bit of personal stuff, and it's not in the best of mood. Also, it's going to be difficult to play Gangplank and commentate at the same time, though. I am, where's the key? There it is. Mastery 7 on Gangplank that I definitely earned the normal way and not because I cheesed the system by playing him bot lane and support. I am definitely a good Gangplank player and one you are going to see today. You know what else is great though? Fan art section. Look at them. The planks. A few oranges as well. And I do really like this stinky pirate guy. And this is really highly detailed. I'm surprised when you guys, some people send in fan art section stuff and they do these really highly detailed renders. Like, man, this is just for fan art in a few seconds. Like, you guys are insane for putting that effort into it, but I love it. Thank you, fellas. You're amazing.
I'm back at the helm. They're not just oranges.
Oh, man. Gangplank. You do have some of the best spams. Can you combo them together? Kind of. Like I said, it's going to be difficult to commentate and play Gangplank at the same time, especially when I'm playing against Annie. Did we both proc first strike at the same time? So I'm probably just going to sit back and queue a lot and not land barrel combos. It's not because I can't do them. I can. I just... ignore that. Like, how could I get Mastery 7 on a champion if I'm not good at them? Obviously, I have to be somewhat decent. That's why I'm winning this laning phase right now, as this child throws fucking fire at me. So, on the subject of Gangplank's lore, I think he's one of those characters that a lot of people actually know the lore about. That's because he's been in a lot of lore. But weirdly enough, usually when I do these casual champion reviews, I look back at the character's bio just to get a bit of a brush up on their lore to make sure I'm not spouting random nonsense, and then I get my facts right. And looking at Gangplank's bio, I was surprised to find his is actually really short. Like no bullshit. Like, it's a very short bio, surprisingly, for a character who has a lot of backstory and a lot of history with other champions. But I guess most of his lore is because of cinematics or short stories and the whole thing with Burning Tides, which we'll get into later. So what's the actual part of his lore? Well, he is the Pirate King, or was, I should say, the Pirate Reaver King of Bilgewater. He made a fortune stealing and pillaging from wherever he could, maintaining a massive fortune and a massive crew, the undisputed ruler of Bilgewater. And he continued that way for many a year. Again, this feels like there should be more backstory here. I guess I could say he did commission 2 twin pistols from a craftsman to be made for him, and then the craftsman refused to give him the pistols, and so he shot her dead. And that would come back to bite him because that craftsman was the mother of Sarah Fortune, or Miss Fortune as we know her now. And I said that would come back to bite him because a war began in Bilgewater to kill Gangplank, and Sarah Fortune was on a quest for vengeance to kill her mother's murderer, and she succeeded, or so she thought. Shot him dead, he fell into the sea, and assumed dead. Oh, assumed dead. All his ships were burned, and his crew was killed. The entire legacy of GP was to be dismantled. So now the crews are left fighting. Wait, I have 3, 2, 1. Come on. Now the remaining gangs of Bilgewater are left to pick up the pieces to try and reclaim the crown for themselves, so to speak, to become the new leader, or I guess ruler of Bilgewater. And Miss Fortune's the one who ends up taking that crown, so to speak. But Gangplank is not actually dead. In fact, he is fished from the ocean by the Buru people, which is Alawi's people. Because, See, I told you I'm good at this character. Alawi had a past loving relationship with Gangplank back in the day, so they had a bit of history together, so she kind of wanted to make sure he could live, even though he's kind of a dickhead. And this is where a bit of Ruin King, the game Ruin King lore comes into, because we learned that, oh my god, Panda from Tekken. We found out that Alawi, after fishing him from the sea, decided to test him, or test Nagakeboros against him, or test his will against Nagakeboros. I'm not really sure exactly how it works, but he was tested, and he was found worthy. So, because of Alawi's devotion to her goddess, she decided, well, I have to nurse him back to health now to make sure he can go along this path that Nakakiboros wants for him. And that would end up being a mistake as Gangplank returned now with a new robotic arm. He is now kind of the rebel of Bilgewater in the same place that Misfortune was. They kind of swap positions. And now he's trying to reclaim his crown, reclaim his crew and his ship and his massive empire to become the Reaver King once again. So overall, I think Gangplank is a really neat case where a lot of champions in League kind of suffer from the fact that they have very few connections to other champions. Sometimes maybe even only one. Sometimes if you're like Shaco, you don't have any and you don't even have a region. You're just useless. But Bilgewater is kind of a neat case where he has a connection to pretty much every character in Bilgewater. You know, he killed Misfortune's parents. He has constant run-ins with Twisted Fate and Graves. He's always, you know, kind of apprehensive about giving away his precious money to Nautilus. He has talks with Fizz like everybody does. He had a past relationship. Hello, Panda from Tekken. He had a past relationship with Alawi. So it's kind of cool. He's one of those characters that just, he feels very well integrated into the universe, having all his connections to the other champions. And that helps as well that he also just really fits into Bilgewater in general. It helps that he really just fits into Bilgewater in general, his aesthetic, and that plays a part into his old design. So the fellas who don't know what Gangplank used to look like, I'll put up a picture on screen, but that's not really what old Gangplank looked like. You guys thought Rise was the only one who got reworked multiple times. I mean, technically it was more of a visual update, but I'll put up on screen original Gangplank. Who, boy, that guy was it's pretty embodying of the original League of Legends character design philosophy, where they said, okay, we need to make some characters for our game. What do? Let's make a Minotaur and a werewolf and an archer and a pirate. And Gangplank was that pirate. He was about as stereotypical of a pirate design as you can get, because old League of Legends characters did not exist to change any societal norms about character design or make any interesting new ideas. It was designed to embody specific archetypes that have been known throughout video game and culture history forever. That wasn't too overly helped by his original rework incarnation. God damn it, Annie. His original rework incarnation, or for the people who aren't aware, the people who aren't aware about the how Gangplank was initially revealed, it was amazing. I know I have a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel that are actually more relatively new to League, like in the past 3 years-ish. I've been playing League since 2010, so I'm ancient. But you guys missed out on Burning Tides, which was one of the coolest League of Legends events I think Riot has ever done, partially because of the way that it treated Gangplank, because, it was, yoink, thank you. What? You idiot child, I have Mastery 7 on Gangplank. When Gangplank was first revealed, it was the Captain Gangplank, and we were all led to believe that this was gonna be, you know, classic Gangplank. It showed up in the Champion Spotlight after all. And he was this great, prestigious pirate, all these golden, bright colors, fancy jewelry, like he was on top of the world, the king of Bilgewater, and that served its purpose. But then, he died. He was disabled from the game for a few days, and nobody could play as him, and people lost their minds. But then, it was revealed a couple days later that he's back. Gangplank didn't die, he survived, and now he came back as this thing with a new robotic arm, all these crazy tattoos and scars. He's back from the dead, basically, and that was really, really cool. It helped as well that the Burning Tides event tried to set up this whole idea and set up the key pieces. Like, it had individual stories from Misfortune, Twisted Fate, and Graves. Get the key players in order so it didn't feel like complete whiplash. Like, what do you mean Misfortune killed Gangplank? No, like this was set up for a good while in advance. And the coolest part was that, I don't remember the exact logistics of it, but I'm fairly certain it was, if you played Gangplank in the time between when he was initially revealed, where he had Captain Gangplank, up until when he was, air quotes, killed, you got Captain Gangplank for free. And I love when Riot does those cool lore promotional things. They did that with Volibear as well, where if you owned Volibear, you got the 1000 Pierce Bear for free. And I would really think it would be cool if for Skarner, they made like a classic skin for him. He hasn't had a skin over 1,000 days anyway. Have like a crystalline scorpion skin you could get for free if you already own it. You just don't have to do special particle effects or anything. It would just be cool. As for Gangplank's changes though, I mean, they really they did their best to, how can I put this? So you see, it was all mind games. I just merely made her think that I wouldn't be able to land that barrel combo, and then I didn't on purpose. See, I told you guys I'm good at this character. Captain Gangplank, by all meaning, is still just a pirate. It's not as bad as original GP, mind you. Like, the new Captain Gangplank gives off that idea that he is this prestigious pirate of power, not just some random pirate going around all over the place, and one that fits in Bilgewater with all the iconography, the gold pieces. Like, he feels like a pirate of Bilgewater, and a powerful one at that. The classic Gangplank we have right now, though, is completely different in that regard. There's nothing prestigious about this Gangplank. He is a brute, a grunt, so you will. Like, he is trying to get himself back on his own feet, and so he's kind of messy, you know? His cape is torn, his hat isn't on quite straight, he has that cool robotic arm, which, might I add, by the way, about the robotic arm, does it feel a bit weird to have a cybernetic arm in the pirate land? Yeah, kinda, but they did a neat thing where it's not super high-tech, you know? It looks very low-tech, almost like it's made out of wood, and of course, it has that little kraken symbol, or as the shoulder piece, and the 4 fingers as well. It definitely doesn't look like a normal hand. It looks, again, very low-tech, so it makes it feel, even though it's a robotic piece of material in Pirate Land, it fits in perfectly and makes Gangplank feel very unique from other piratey characters we've seen in the past. There's also his body type, of course. I mean, in the classic Gangplank, he was more the traditional, oh my goodness, I don't want to be here. It was from the traditional kind of lean, fit, muscular build because, you know, that's a traditional symbol of power, of masculine power, I guess. But with the new one, they tried to go for more of a, oh, I'm about to make me some alligator shoes. Die, asshole. I completely lost track of what I was talking about. His body type. They made him a bit more like a dad bod almost. Not exactly, but you can see he's got more of a gut in a way. He's not fat, but he's more square-shaped, I guess. He still looks powerful without that, you know, played out triangle shape we see all the time, like with Superman. And I really like that. All the little bits of details. He's still a pirate at the end of the day, but he feels like a special pirate, like one that belongs in Bilgewater and has a unique aesthetic compared from the rest of them. It's just really cool. They took this archetype that has been done a million times. There's pirate characters in everything, and they made it still a pirate, but one that fits into their own fictional universe. It's really clever. Not the most subtle thing in the world, but I really like it. I also like his gameplay. I can land combos, I swear. Old Gangplank actually played pretty similarly to the one that we have right now. His Q was still the point and click. He still had W, remove, scurvy. His ult was still the rainfire, though. It was remarkably inconsistent. You know how in the modern version we see all the cannonballs firing? In the old version, where you'd see those cannonballs land were the hitbox. You could be really lucky and walk through the entirety of Gangplank ult and not get hit by a single cannon. It was hilarious. How much money have I made? Jesus, I made like 1,000 gold off of first strike in Q. That is... yeah, there's a reason this character always has items on you even if he's behind. Old Gangplank's E was just a point-and-click activation that would just give a bunch of attack speed and movement speed for a little bit. It was the most basic of stat boosts. Damn it. I'm sorry, Redacted. K-Rool's my favorite Smash character, okay? I didn't mean it. It was just the most basic of stat bonuses. And in fact, a lot of old League abilities were like that. They were just basic stat bonuses, or they were just toggles. Like Cho'Gath's E used to be a toggle. Oh. That... oh. See, I told you I was Mastery 7 for a reason. The barrel mechanic is a lot more interesting than just a passive stat bonus. And I think it's really cool that the enemy can actually engage with your own primary damaging ability, because it is very powerful. Ranged AoE one-shots that's a dangerous piece of power to play with. So the fact that the enemy can actually interact with and destroy the barrels is really cool. It's annoying as shit if you're not the best Gangplank player in the world, which I am, by the way. It's just something we don't see very often with League champions, and even now with the meter, that everyone can always see how many barrels you have now. Admittedly, it kind of sucks as the Gangplank player. Not only can you destroy his primary damage ability, but now you know exactly when it's up. But for an ability this powerful, because Gangplank was so strong, though I think Gangplank getting so strong wasn't really his fault. It feels more a product of the times, you know? Like, the items, these items are just way too good. What are you doing, Kindred? These items just feel way too good for Gangplank. It is much too easy to just get a billion kills and a billion gold and do a billion damage, and I don't even have to do anything, except that I am doing everything. I'm the best Gangplank player in the world. Oh, wait, oh, shit, it's over? Yeah, skin's good. Thank you, fellas. I want to see, actually, did I get an S for this game? Let me check. Okay, moment of truth. Did I get an S, despite the fact I'm already best of 7, but I was trying forever to get an S. It's gonna load. I guess skins are good. There we go. I did it. I told you I was good at this character. All right, I'll see you fellas next week for Garen. It's gonna be very boring. Okay. Arr.